Some of your favorites, Shopify, Netflix, Mercado, you bought in, and as you got more comfortable with the company, you added to them and at a higher price. So Danny, I remember you told me something early on, that you wouldn't wait for a stock to drop before you bought it. You actually bought stocks when they went up. You want to talk about that?
That's true, and I actually still do that today. Early in my investing career, when I finally figured out the concept of adding to your winners, and early on, I thought the folks that were going to make the most money were the people that were buying when the stock was dropping because you were getting it on sale, but it hadn't quite grasped the difference between buying into winners and buying into losers. And so what I would do is I put together sort of a system that I would use personally. I would wait until a stock went up 40%. And once it went up 40%, I would look at it. I would see if anything about the investing thesis had changed. And if it hadn't, I would invest the same amount of money in that stock that I had initially. And I would do that repeatedly. So, some of the stocks that have grown to my largest positions, Mercado Libre is one of them, is one that I invested in over and over and over again even when the stock was rising. And actually nowadays, interesting story, when I first started as a contractor for the Motley Fool, I had to open up a brand new account for someone who was self-employed. And as a result of that, I was looking at it and trying to decide whether or not I was going to have that mimic my existing portfolio or whether I was going to go in a totally new direction. And what I decided was I went to the Motley Fool stock recommendations for both Stock Advisor and Rule Breakers. And I looked back the past several months. And what I found was I picked out the stocks that had risen considerably, 40, 50, 60, 70, 100%. And those are the ones that I bought for this portfolio, for this retirement account. And that has, turned out remarkably well. Since the early part of 2018, when I opened up that account, it has essentially tripled since then. And I haven't added anything new to it over the last 8 months or so, although I'm getting ready to start that again. But, adding to my winners is something that I feel is probably one of the most lucrative things that I've done as an investor. And I would highly encourage people to do that more so than bottom feeding.